Hello, you guys. DayDay here. I was not going to wait till I was late in the year to do this video. I mean, I was gonna come back with this big project that I'm working on for the channel, but I said I don't want to do this video too late and wait too late in the year to do this video, because this is a topic I need to do, because I'm seeing everybody else doing it and I'm like, wait, I want to do mine. Okay, last year was such a hard year for me, but I did still manage to get some reads in. Even though it was hard to read sometimes, I still was able to get some in. So I want to do a video on my top 5 reads of 2022. 2022 was not my year, but I did enjoy some quite a few good books during my struggling time, huh? So without further ado, and I don't want to bore y'all, so let's get started. All right, number 5, Once and Future by Kieran Gillen. That's my boy, and my other boy, Dan Mora. What a perfect team. Dan Mora is doing artwork in here, by the way. He is absolutely killing it. He's one of my favorite artists right now. Okay, so Once and Future. This is a fantasy epic that deals with King Arthur elements, Beowulf elements, Arthurian monsters and creatures on the rise, and let me tell you something, there's 2 characters in here, right, that I really love. Duncan, and then you have Grand, or Grandma. That's his grandma, by the way, this deals with. She's been staying at this little senior citizen kind of a home, and she got a secret to tell grandson. Grandma used to be a monster hunter back in the day, and she still is right now. And she wanted to let her grandson know that, bruh, there's a war coming from, evil is coming. And we need to stop them before they try to take over the world. That's basically what this is about. Is their adventure of them trying to stop this war from coming. And it's so beautifully written. It's so much fun. It's full of so much energy. I absolutely love this. I love Grandma in here, man. I love the way she revealed it too. It's so much fun. I really love this. And Dan Mora on artwork. Oh my God. I'm ready for a volume 2 of this. I need a volume 2 like ASAP. Like, cause this is just, it's so much fun. It's so good. I cannot recommend this enough. So good. Once and Future. By the way, that last book that Once and Future, that was from Boom Studios. That's an indie comic, and I have another one that I love this one right here. Seven to Eternity. This is number 4. Seven to Eternity by Rick Remender and artwork by Jerome Opeña. By the way, this is a very beautifully designed book. This is gorgeous, by the way. This is almost the height of Absolute. Y'all know DC Absolute. Anyway, Seven to Eternity. This is a epic fantasy world that deals with Adam Osiris, I hope I said his last name right, by the way, who is trying to survive with him and his family. So somewhere in the Osiris family past, you have this villain that shows up. He calls himself the Mud King, aka the King of Whispers. This is so creepy and strange, but this man makes you an offer, right? You can't hear this offer or else this is gonna sound wrong, but he's gonna be able to be inside you. This sounds so wrong, but hear me out. Listen what I'm saying. So if you have an injury or a problem or something going wrong with you, he is gonna make you an offer that's gonna allow you to be under his mind control or allow his spirit to live in you. But your problem is going to be solved. But you're going to be under this mind control after he solves your problem. It's kind of strange. I know that sounds wrong. It's very interesting. But I dig it. And Adam Osiris and his family are trying to survive. And this villain is up to something. And it requires them to kind of work together in a way. I'm not going to say how it came together. But this is a great fantasy epic. I don't want to spoil it. I'm going to have to do a review on this because this is kind of complicated to talk about, but this epic world that Rick Remender was able to build, it's absolutely incredible. And by the way, if you ever want to escape from real life, this is the right book to read. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rick Remender does his Rick Remender thing to help you to get a little message across. Remender does that, which is cool. But I think this is a nice escape from the world for a little while. This is a great read. And I will say, I know this is not a review of the book. I don't think I got my full closure. I wanted more. Remender, I need a part 2 or something. This book has the whole story, but I don't feel like this was enough. Where's the rest of it, Remender? I need more. The way this ended. Okay, I'm leaving it alone. 17 Eternity. All right, for those that know me, know that Ed Brubaker is my favorite comic book writer of all time. That's just no pun intended. But Reckless, there are 5 books of these. It's a whole 5-book series. But I think it's going to be a tradition for me to read the Reckless series and his Captain America book every year, because Brubaker, he's just so good at what he does with this spy or thriller, gritty kind of crime storytelling. And with anything by him and Sean Phillips, their indie stuff is amazing. You know, a lot of books in this list have been indie so far. They have been killing it for me the past few years. It's just so refreshing to not need any knowledge or anything and just jump into these books, but it's fresh. But anyway, Reckless. So you have a story here of Ethan Reckless, and this guy basically was a former FBI agent. He's gone underground. He's low key. He's been living in this abandoned theater. He has an assistant, and basically what this man is this guy has a phone number where if you have an issue that has to deal with something like somebody stole my or something that has to deal with some kind of crime, he's gonna choose to do it. It kind of reminds me of The Witcher. Y'all know in the Witcher world, he gets hired to hunt monsters. It's kind of the same way with Ethan Reckless. This guy is hired to hunt down criminals or stuff like that. I think this is so much fun, and you get to learn about his background as well in here, and some of the things that he's went through, past people that he has dealt with in the past, as well as him trying to solve other people's problems as well. I think this is absolutely incredible. I think Ed Brubaker created his own Witcher in the crime world, in his own little crime world. Yeah, this is incredible. And Sean Phillips on artwork, 100% great. He's one of my favorite artists ever. These two just kill it all the time. There's a 5-book set of this. I read the whole 5-book set last year again, and I'm definitely going to read it again probably next month, because I think this is just absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to review this. But Reckless, number 3. This is Brubaker. I love you. Now this list is already killing it. It has been indies. Don't worry, I do have 2. I have 2 from the big 2 that I am going to do. But this list gets more exciting. But this is Deathstroke by Christopher Priest. This was released in 2021. But y'all, listen to me when I say every year, this is another one just like Cat by Brubaker. This is one that's going to go in my yearly reads as well. I wore this book out. I wore this book out. When I say I read this book to a T, I read it so many times. Christopher Priest, if you're watching this, I love you, man. Thank you so much for this masterpiece of a run. Oh, this is so good. Y'all gonna have to excuse me. Okay, let me Let me get myself together. Okay, here we go. Deathstroke by Christopher Priest. You have artwork in here by Carlo Bagalayan and Deathstroke. Christopher Priest doing the writing. This omnibus collects all 50 issues of his whole entire Rebirth run, so this takes place after the New 52 run. I might have to do a whole video on this book because it's not even fair. So, Christopher Priest, let me tell you what he did with his writing here. What he wrote is taking you back and doing what Mark Wolfman and George Perez was trying to do. Those are the creators of this character, by the way. Take Deathstroke back to his roots. Yes, you have the family drama in here, and there is some action, but he does action in here with purpose. And what he wanted to do is to help y'all understand how Slade Wilson, how much of an idiot he is. First of all, Slade Wilson, and if you have not read the Judas Contract, the man, he foul for stuff like that. What Christopher Priest wants you to know out of this is that Deathstroke is a villain, okay? In the past, in New 52 and all that stuff, he was being defined as an anti-hero, but no, Christopher Priest wants you to understand this is what Mark Wolfman and George Perez was trying to do with this character. He is not a likable guy, and that's what I love about him. The way this is written, it kind of reminds me of The Sopranos or Sons of Anarchy or other things kind of in that area where you're kind of cheering for the villain. Because you'll find that he's battling not some criminals, but he's also battling superheroes. He's battling good people. But one thing that Christopher Priest reminds you, bro, why are you cheering for him? He is not a good person. He's a villain. Get used to it. I love this because every situation that Slade Wilson, that's the man under the mask name, every situation that Deathstroke gets in here, he reminds you, you are not supposed, why are you hoping that he survives or make it out? No, he's a villain. That's it. I gotta do a review on this book because it's just so good. I just love how he really makes you understand the essence of what Deathstroke is in this book. I cannot recommend this enough. It is out of print, but it ain't hard to find. Deathstroke by Christopher Priest. Let me move on. All right, guys, before we get to my number one, I want to give a huge shout out to our channel sponsor, Organic Price Books. Some of these books that I'm naming in this list is still in print. And if you want to get it from them, y'all. Shout out to JP and crew over there at Organic Price Books. You get good hardcovers, customer service, all kind of stuff. They got it all, y'all. And if you want to support this channel, use code DayDay and save yourself $2 off your order. Huh? Or if you're ordering 3 books or more and you want to ship in one big old fat chunky sexy box, use DayDay Ship It Together. I promise you, it'll arrive fast. I ain't lying. Shout out to Organic Price Books. Now to my number one. Okay, hear me out. Deathstroke by Christopher Priest was number 2. Man, I love that book so much. All right, number 1 is going to be this one right here. Besides Ven Omnibus by Donny Cates, I have been wanting this one to be an omnibus format for the longest time. So Deathstroke was number 2, but number 1, Thor by Jason Aaron took the cake, baby. Hey, it took the win. I'm sorry. Man, what I'm apologizing for, I'm apologizing actually. But anyway, Thor by Jason Aaron is one book I've been waiting for so long. This is just volume 1. Marvel, we need that volume 2. Come on, man. There's a reason this book sold out. Okay? And I chose the Assad Ribic cover because this just means so much to me to have all 3 Thors on here. Because you get the other 2 covers under the dust jacket anyway, so might as well. But anyway, and what Jason Aaron was able to do with this run with artists like Assad Ribic on the first half of the book, and then you have Russell Dodman on artwork on the second half, so brilliantly done. The one story that was really a standout in here for me was the God Butcher saga. And you have 3 Thors going on here. You have King Thor, who's an older one. You have the current Thor, which we know and love right now, and the younger Thor, which back in his kind of Viking days, looking kind of a Thor. You have, now do those 3 team up? You have to read that and find out. But you have the God Butcher coming in and slaying gods and doing all kind of crazy stuff, and it's up to Thor to stop him in the first half. And then the second half of the book deals with how can I say it without spoiling it? There's another Thor that arrives. I'm pretty sure we all know who she is at this point, but I ain't gonna be the one to spoil it if you haven't read it. But I'm pretty sure y'all know who it is. If y'all seen Thor Love and Thunder, which was trash, y'all know who she is. But you have another little character defining story arc of Thor with her as well in the second half. This whole book was absolutely good. It was such a ride, such a fantasy epic. Jason Aaron, and it kept me hooked. When I first opened and read the single issues back then, I could not stop reading it. I had this in trade paperbacks, but then I'm glad that the omnibus finally got announced, so I stopped the trade paperbacks because I was hoping one day we'll get an omnibus out of this. This was so brilliantly done. It's such a ride. Oh, I love Thor so much, and I love Jason Aaron, and I think he did an absolutely phenomenal job. I hope we get a volume 2 of this year. I'm crossing my fingers. Oh, so good. I don't usually do this. I'm cheating a little bit. I have another indie book from Boom Studios that I really, really love, and I have to add this to my list. This one is a number one to me as well. And I'm sorry, I have to add it in here because I love it so much. Berserker by Keanu Reeves and co-written with Matt Kent and artwork by Ron Garney. Oh my God. This book is so much fun. If you have not read this, do yourself a favor. There is 2 trade paperbacks on this. I did read volume 1 and volume 2, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be flipping through volume 1, as you probably see. But this is so much fun. If I could summarize this story into one sentence, it is John Wick meets Wolverine. Are you sold yet? Hey, I'm just saying. Berserker. All right, you have this character named, well, they call him B, right? He's been working for the U.S. government, right? Going overseas or wherever they're going to fight in wars that may be too violent for them, that he can just take care of real fast. And one thing you're gonna discover is that B isn't pretty much unkillable, right? He's immortal. And you have these scientists on the side that are trying to help him uncover some memories that he can't remember. He's trying to understand why he's not killable. Like, why? Where did I come from? All that stuff. And you get to find out through these issues that, well, I ain't gonna spoil it, but you'll get to find out how he got to how he is today. It's a very fine, gritty, super fun, summer blockbuster-ish kind of a book. This trade paperback collects the first 4 issues. It's super violent, but it's super fun, simple, and refreshing. It's such a fast-paced read. I love it so much. I cannot wait to see the anime and the Netflix movie adapted of this material. And we're not even at the end of this series yet. This first volume collects the first 4 issues. The second volume collects another 4 issues, and I believe issue 12 comes out March of this year, and that will fit. I got a feeling I ain't gonna get my full closure on this one either, because this went by too fast. The writing is so good. Usually with books like this, I thought it would be some kind of mindless kind of action book, but actually there is some good storytelling in here, especially when you go to this violent character's past and you understand how he got here. This is really good. Berserker. This one is another number one for me. Boom Studios, I need a big, oversized hardcover of this. I love the artwork by Ron Garney in here. This is absolutely beautiful. And I gotta say, congratulations to Keanu Reeves. Successfully, this is really good. Very entertaining. If I'm having a bad day, I can really turn to this book for real, for real. Berserker. That's another one of my number ones. Sorry, I had to sneak it in there. I love it. Oh man. This is so much fun to make. Let's go over this list one more again. Once in Future, 7 to Eternity, Reckless. Oh my God. So good. Deathstroke by Christopher Priest. Oh, what a time, what a time, what a time to be alive. This book makes me sick. I love this book. Berserker. And my number one, Thor by Jason freaking Aaron. Marvel, we need that volume 2. Don't play with me. Well, there you have it, you guys. That was, man, 2022 was a rough year for me. But reading those stories that I just named reminds me why I love comic books so much, man. And if you want to know why I love comic books, I do name elements of them. I have the link in the description or probably up there or somewhere if you want to know why I love comic books so much. But man, these books are so exciting, and I think I read the right books to hype me up. I really did. So 2023 is gonna look like a bright year for me, I'm hoping. Man, I really enjoyed my read. So if you enjoyed this, hit that subscribe button. And I gotta go, because I gotta go and finish planning out this big project for the channel. But I shall see you guys soon. Peace. Yeehaw.